welcome to our channel, Voices of Helvetia. Today we will look at the history of Switzerland, from a mountain confederation to democracy. High in the heart of Europe lies a country famous for peace, neutrality, and chocolate. But Switzerland's past tells a very different story. This land of lakes and mountains was once a crossroads of empires, where Celts fought Romans, peasants defied kings, and rebels carved a nation out of stone valleys. Today, Switzerland is home to one of the world's most unique democracies, where citizens vote on laws and leaders directly. But how did a scattered group of alpine communities transform into a modern state? And why did they choose the path of democracy so early? This is the story of Switzerland's birth, from mountain oath to federal republic. Long before Switzerland was a country, it was the homeland of the Helvetii, a Celtic people who roamed the forests and valleys of the Alps. Fierce warriors and skilled farmers, they lived at the edge of the ancient world. In 58 BCE, their fate changed forever. The Helvetii set out to migrate westward, only to be stopped by Julius Caesar at the Battle of Bibracte. Outnumbered and crushed, they were forced back into the mountains. From that moment, their name, Helvetia, became tied to the land itself. The Romans built roads across the passes, stone towns like Aventicum, and military camps to guard trade routes. Switzerland became part of the empire, a vital link between north and south. But when Rome collapsed, waves of Alemanni and Burgundians poured in, mixing with the Celts and Romans. Out of this mosaic grew Switzerland's unique four languages and cultures: German, French, Italian, and Romansh, a diversity that would define the country forever. Fast forward to the Middle Ages. The land that would become Switzerland was squeezed between powerful neighbors: the Habsburg dynasty, the Holy Roman Empire, and northern Italian city-states. Control of the Gotthard Pass, a vital north-south trade route, was the key prize. In 1291, three alpine communities, Uri, Schweiz, and Unterwalden, swore a mutual defense pact. This was the Federal Charter of 1291, the document often called Switzerland's Founding Act. According to legend, representatives met at Rütli Meadow, swearing an oath of eternal alliance. The figure of William Tell, the marksman who shot an apple off his son's head in defiance of tyranny, became a symbol of this spirit of resistance. Over the next century, more cities and rural cantons joined: Lucerne in 1332, Zurich in 1351, Bern in 1353, and others. This old Swiss Confederacy was not yet a country, but a web of alliances bound by necessity. The young confederation soon faced its greatest challenge, the mighty Habsburgs. In 1315, at the Battle of Morgarten, Swiss farmers armed with halberds and pikes ambushed Habsburg knights, proving that disciplined infantry could defeat mounted aristocrats. In 1386 at Sempach, the Confederates won another victory, further cementing their reputation. These triumphs gave the Swiss increasing autonomy within the Holy Roman Empire. By 1499, after the Swabian War, the Swiss were effectively independent, no longer bound by imperial courts or taxes. In 1515, however, a crushing defeat at Marignano ended Swiss expansionism. From then on, neutrality became a defining feature. The Swiss soldiers' courage, however, remained in demand. Swiss mercenaries became famous across Europe. Some still guard the Vatican today. The 16th century brought new upheaval, the Reformation. In Zurich, Ulrich Zwingli challenged Catholic doctrine. In Geneva, John Calvin created a Protestant model city. But not all cantons embraced change. Switzerland fractured into Catholic and Protestant regions, leading to conflicts like the Wars of Kappel. The country remained divided, yet united, a patchwork of faiths forced to coexist. This religious pluralism became a hallmark of Swiss identity, though tensions simmered for centuries. The French Revolution sent shockwaves through Switzerland. In 1798, Napoleon's armies invaded, sweeping away the old Confederation and imposing the Helvetic Republic, a centralized state. For the first time, Switzerland had a constitution, but under foreign control. Resistance flared, and after Napoleon's fall, the Congress of Vienna in 1815 restored Switzerland's independence. Crucially, the great powers recognized Swiss permanent neutrality, a status still in place today. Yet the old loose confederation was struggling in a world moving toward nation-states. In 1847, tensions between conservative Catholic cantons and liberal Protestant ones erupted into the Sonderbund War. The conflict lasted less than a month. The liberals won, and the stage was set for change. In 1848, Switzerland adopted a federal constitution, transforming from a loose alliance into a modern federal state. Inspired partly by the United States Constitution, it created a bicameral parliament, a federal government, and guaranteed rights. But Switzerland went further. It pioneered direct democracy. Over time, the constitution was revised to allow referendums and initiatives, giving citizens the final say in politics. In 1874, a revised constitution strengthened federal power and expanded democracy even more. Switzerland became a rare example of a country where the people, not just politicians, could directly shape laws. By the mid-19th century, Switzerland was not only redefining its politics, it was also shaping its identity. In 1850, the new federal government introduced a unified Swiss franc, replacing the hundreds of local currencies once issued by different cantons and cities. On these new coins appeared a figure that would become one of the most enduring symbols of Switzerland: Helvetia. She is shown as a woman in classical robes, standing with a shield bearing the Swiss cross and holding a spear. Around her are 23 stars, representing the cantons of the Confederation at that time. But who is Helvetia? The name comes from the Helvetii, the Celtic tribe that lived in the region long before Rome. In the 17th and 18th centuries, poets and artists began to personify Switzerland as a noble female figure, much like Britannia for Britain or Marianne for France. Choosing Helvetia for the coins was not just artistic, it was political. She represented unity, resilience, and independence, binding together a diverse country of languages and religions under a single symbol. The stars reminded every Swiss citizen that, though the cantons were proud and independent, they stood stronger as part of the Confederation. To this day, Helvetia remains on Swiss coins, with her serene gaze and steady stance. She is more than a myth. She is a reminder of the values that shaped Switzerland: courage, democracy, and neutrality. So when you hold a Swiss franc, you're holding not just money, but a piece of history, a coin that carries the voice of Helvetia, echoing from the ancient Celts through to the modern nation. The 20th century tested Switzerland's model. Surrounded by war in both world wars, Switzerland maintained neutrality, though not without controversy. After 1945, it prospered as a hub of banking, diplomacy, and international organizations. Today, Switzerland is a country where voters regularly decide on issues ranging from healthcare to foreign policy. Its system of federalism, neutrality, and direct democracy is unique in the world. From Celtic tribes and Roman roads to alpine farmers resisting knights, from civil war to federal unity, Switzerland's story is one of survival, adaptation, and innovation. It may be small in size, but Switzerland's experiment in citizen power shaped one of the most stable democracies on earth. This is the story of Helvetia, forged in the mountains, carried on coins, and guided by the voices of its people.